Well, hello everybody, it's Sharon here. How are you? And you can see I'm outside today. I thought I'd bring you outside, just on our back porch. So let me just get this started over here. How are you today? When you jump on, just let me know. Hi Pam. Pam's watching. Just trying to see if I can get this to play. Well, hello everybody. Oops, and I've got my voice. Oop, there we go. All right, now I can hear the wind picking up outside also, so I'm battling. So we could have things blow away out here, but it's just such a beautiful day today here in Australia. Hi, Becca's here, Kim's here. Hi, Tracy. How are you all today? So I'm just on my back porch. Have my cloth here ready to use. And I'm going to be doing a few things today. Hi, Elisa from Florida. Rhonda's here. Thank you guys. Now, if you're watching the replay, you need to comment the word replay for a chance to win an Essential Stencil prize, but it's 10 a.m. here in Australia. It should be about 7 p.m. CST over there in the USA. And so we are live here on the Essential Stencil page. Now, I am from the blog I Restore Stuff, and you can find me all over social media on that same handle at I Restore Stuff on Pinterest or Instagram. Thank you so much for sprinkling. Yes, you can hit that little SHARE button, and that would be great to be able to do that, and I might just do so myself. So let me know as soon as you jump on where you're watching from. Is there anyone else here from Australia? And if it's your very first time watching an Essential Stencil live, let us know that too, because I love to say welcome to all our newbies. And we're going to be doing a bit of basic techniques today, as well as, here I am just trying to share this as I'm speaking at the same time to my page, because my page is called I Restore Stuff. And I can see Carol's here from Southwest Michigan. Thanks, Cheryl. I love it when you sprinkle, sprinkle the love. Yeah, Barbara says she misses hearing all my birds. So what you're going to hear instead today is construction workers, because we're in a brand new estate area, and I can literally see those, you know, the trusses from the roofs of houses over our back fence. There's dirt through our back fence that I can see. So that way view is not very exciting. I wish I could say that I was looking out to pastures or something. But hi, Rachel is here. Now, Rachel is from Australia. Woo! And she's a part of my VIP club. So thanks so much for watching, Rachel. We're going to be doing some of the Essential Stencil tags, wooden tags today. Now, they are available. So if you are from Australia, they're not quite shipping to Australia yet because of all the COVID shipping stuff. But the USA, definitely, there's some of these still in stock. They come in a pack of 3, set of 3 wooden tags. So I'm going to be showing you a few different designs for those, but also if you remember last week, I started painting and recycling, upcycling some frames. Now, if you went to my page after that, my I Restore Stuff page, I showed you how I stained these. They were plain, well, you can see the difference here. They were this plain pine color, and then I stained it with a black, kind of like a black, it's called Easy Wax. You can get that here in Australia, really great. Easy wax to apply. It's kind of a liquid wax. You wipe it on and it's done. So cool. Thank you so much, guys, for jumping in and commenting and saying where you're from. So what I did with that was I painted some plyboard, just using a roller, painted it white, and I used one of Melissa's designs from the Stencil of the Month Club, the cow, to create a fun farmhouse feel. But if you're not in the Stencil of the Month Club, you can join that and get 50% off using my code I Restore Stuff. And Melissa's actually come out with a new design, and she showed that yesterday. Did anyone see Melissa's brand new Stencil of the Month Club design? Now that's fun. If you aren't in the club, you can only get this design from the club shop. So if you're in there, you can see that there. But today I wanted to add a few from the regular Essential Stencil shop. I'm going to be using the Farm Fresh from the Christmas tree set. Now that is, it doesn't have a name on here, but it's a six pack of minis, and it doesn't have the name on here, so I'm not sure what that is, but I think it's a Christmas mini set. If you searched Christmas mini set, it's got the Farm Fresh words. So I want to use those Farm Fresh words at the top of my cow printing here. I also want to put some glasses on the cow, so I'm going to be using gold to do that. And I wanted to show you how you can add a base for the gold under it to sort of make it stand out and make it pop, instead of painting metallic straight on something. So there's that tip coming up. But first, let's get started in just painting some of these tags. Let me pop you down here. You can see my recycled sheet, that's what I call it. So I've got just these plain wooden tags. I've glazed this one with a black glaze, and I've added sheet music. So what I want to show you is how I did that, and I've actually glazed the sheet music. So we're going to achieve this kind of a look. You can do it with book pages or sheet music. I actually created this. That's the sheet music before the glaze, and then glazed over the top of it. I'll show you how I did that, and maybe this time we'll use a book page. This is just an old ratty-tatty book. So yeah, a lot of inspiration through their Facebook group. So there's a Facebook group if you're a member of the club, and lots of great inspo there. I'm going to pop my glasses on so I can see these things better. Now, I have no idea what the words are on this page, so that's hopefully nothing too concerning. Oh, actually, there's a day in Australia is the 1st of April, so no April Fool's tricks for you here today, or jokes, just stenciling. Yes, so I know it's the last day of March over there, but anyway, so there's my book page, and it fits pretty much perfectly. The page itself looks quite vintage, as you can tell. Now, you can use, last week, and actually for this one, I used this flat matte sealer, which is just an Australian brand of a poly sealer that you would use to seal things. There's also Fusion's Transfer and Decoupage medium. You can also use, what's the other one? Mod Podge. There's a bunch of different things that you could use to just decoupage. Any kind of decoupage medium is what you can be using for this project. So, because I'm outside, the wind could just blow the papers any second. So I'm just going to use a little bit of this transfer gel, and it looks white, appears white, but it dries clear. Donna says, my son tricked me today. Are you from Australia, Donna, or is someone tricking you early over there in the USA? I'm from Brisbane, and up here we've had a 3-day locked breath because our Premier came on just to see whether we'd be able to open and actually have Easter, which, you know, for here it's Good Friday tomorrow. So everyone was hanging on to every word she said, and yes, we are open for Easter, so families can travel to their loved ones. We just still have to mask up and all the rest of it. So no new cases, all of that kind of thing. So that's good news for us. Bit excited about that. So I'm just placing that straight down on that decoupage medium, making sure I have words sort of over the whole thing. Not that you're going to read the words, but Maria is from Puerto Rico. How lovely. And someone has a friend from Australia. I just missed that comment, but yeah. So just smoothing that down. You could use a card or, you know, something else, but I'm just using my fingers. It's not like napkins like we did the other week. If you missed that live, I used napkins to do a napkin decoupage. I'm just bending the paper around the edges, so that'll show us where the outline is, but it'll also be helpful for when we sand that off later. I love to sand it off because it's just a lot easier than trying to cut it to size or whatever. And I'm going to make those edges sort of antique look anyway. So Dana, you're lovely, asking how's everyone doing this evening. So in Australia right now it's 10 a.m. and as you can see, lots of noises, not so many birds around here. So I think I'm finished with this right now, although I can use that at the end to, if I wanted to seal the project, but what I'm going to probably use is a bit of a glaze to give it that antique look like I did with this sheet music. So this is a book page, you can use sheet music. This one I've just painted with some of our Australian brand of mineral paint in Hampton Blue, so it's that gorgeous blue colour. And I think I'm going to paint the back of one of these. Maybe I'll do it with, no, I've already done that one. Maybe I'll do it with the back of this one, is paint that ruby slipper colour, which is a gorgeous red. So I just wanted to show some farmhousey signs. We're going to be finishing off the cow print in just a minute. What am I going to do at the back of that one? I might stain. At the back of this one, I might do red. How's that? So let's just turn that over while that's drying, finish this one off, and while these are drying ready for my stencils, I can do the cow, finish off the cow and give him some glasses. The cow print that I started last week. The red is called Ruby Slipper, and it's from Artisan Mineral Paint here in Australia. So gorgeous bright red. And see, it looks really bright right now, but I want to make it sort of aged for a bit of a farmhousey, like a red barny look. Like a red barn kind of a look. And so what I'll probably be doing is adding a bit of a dark glaze to that. You could use an antique glaze or the black glaze that I used before. And that's just the one coat of the mineral paint. Lovely smooth brush strokes. I wanted to point out too that when you're brushing or painting, just assuming that sometimes we have people watching here that have never painted before. So you can't just assume that everybody knows how to paint. Now that's drying really fast, so I don't want to go over that again. But I usually brush at a 45-degree angle, just like this, nice smooth brush strokes. And to help prevent drips going over the edge, see how I have no drips going over the edge right there? The way I get away with that is I don't touch the edge. When I'm going my first stroke, I go like this. Then when I come back, I go off the edge. So if you start here and go across, then with your back stroke, you can go off the edge. That way you won't get drips around the edge. A little bit of practice makes it perfect. And I'll leave the sides, since I did well and I didn't get drips over the sides. There is a drip in the center there, so it's not all perfect. But the hole where the center is doesn't really matter too much. You're going to have your rope going through that. I forgot to show you this. I'm using the wooden tags that Essential Stencil has on their website. There are plenty of those left to order if you haven't gotten any yet. Great ideas for gifts, for gift tags, even with presents, and they double up as decor for the person who you're giving the gift to. So there's 3 different little strings in there which then attach to your signs. So we've got things like Mother's Day coming up. You may even be thinking about a last-minute Easter gift for somebody. You know that if you've got the mini tags already, it's probably a little bit late to order them if you were ordering now. So I'm finished with that. I'm going to pop that brush in there. Sorry, just a lesson. So when the paint is drying super fast, my internet said it was trying to reconnect. Sorry about that. It's kind of made some brush strokes here because I went over it as it was drying. That's the worst thing you can probably do, is once the paint has started to dry, even the slightest bit, if you start to drag, that paint just sort of makes little drag marks. Whereas if you just do it while it's wet and leave it, so you just do back and forth stroke, as limited amount of strokes as possible, and that will be better. So I'm just going to leave that aside to dry. And let's have a look. We'll do that back later and we'll stencil on those in a minute. And I'm going to grab that cow print that I did last week. Now this was using Melissa's Stencil of the Month Club from way back. So if you're in the club, these are still available as far as I know in the club shop. So you have to be a member of the Stencil of the Month Club to be able to order the cow prints. But we are going to add some words from our stencils sets here. Some of the stencils I'll be using today are, this one's from the Christmas set, but I'm just going to use the words Farm Fresh. And I'm also going to be using this Farm Fresh mini tag set here, making some of these fun ones for our wooden tags that I've just made. And there's a Sweet Farm tags set also that has some cute farmhouse sign. It's even got a hey y'all cow tags. I'll show you those in a minute. Be using some of those words, but right now I just want to pop these glasses on the cow. So this print came with a bunch of accessories. Now, whether you go join the Stencil of the Month Club or whether you're ordering directly from essentialstencil.com, use my code IRestoreStuff and you can get 10% off your stencils at essentialstencil.com and 50% off your first month in the Stencil of the Month Club. Right, one of the things I'm going to use today, so I want to make these glasses gold. Now to do that and make them gold, I'm just using our Alchemy Gold from the Artisan Paint range, which is an Aussie brand, but you can use any metallic gold that, you know. I stock the Fusion Mineral Paint, so you can get that in the USA and Canada as well. But first, what I want to do is I want to add a colour that's similar to the gold, so I'm using this Fusion Mineral Paint Mustard underneath the gold. So that's going to help to make that gold pop, whereas if I just put it on the white, it could be a little bit translucent. So first of all, I'm going to get some tape, painter's tape, and I don't know where the good placement is for the cow's glasses, but I think that I'm going to just imagine the eyeballs in the center, so we'll go with that. Unless anyone stops me otherwise. Okay, so yeah, that's another tip for you, is just if you're doing something metallic, so if you're doing copper, for example, you would choose a tone possibly even similar to this deep red color. You could use under copper, or a darker brown color under copper. Let's say you were doing silver, I would do something grey, so a soft grey color under silver metallics. So we'll leave our gold for just a minute. We'll pop the mustard color on first, and I'm just going to grab a little bit of painter's tape to go over that next stencil design that's sitting underneath the glasses, because we don't want to accidentally get that. I think this one's far enough away where we won't catch it. Okay, so just using one of Essential Stencil's stencil brushes. These come in a set of 4. Let me see if I can find all 4. And they're available on essentialstencil.com also. The link for any of the stencils at Essential Stencil is right up there in the description of the live, and also usually in a pinned comment that they'll pop up here in a minute. So 10%, you'll save 10% if you use that. Use my code iRestoreStuff or use the link that's right here. Okay, using my mustard, just making sure that's in the shot there, and you can see I'm just painting on a ply board. Oops, and what I didn't bring was, and I'm just going to have to use one of my, let's just use the book pages. We could make mustard book page because I didn't bring my cardboard out. So we want to offload our brush. If you've not stenciled before, we want to offload the paint, but also work some paint up into the brush. That would be good to use too. So I'm offloading that onto just old paper. You can use whatever you like to offload it. Cardboard's a great idea. In fact, cardboard's also a great idea to practice with. Now I can see right now that this is a little bit translucent, so we may need a second coat before we do the gold. Well, let's see how we go. This is the colour Mustard by Fusion Mineral Paint. And the reason we're doing the mustard is because it's a similar colour to the gold, and it's going to help create a base for our metallic to really stand out a bit better. So we may have to let this dry and add another coat, but we've got other fun projects to do, so don't go anywhere. Also, don't forget there's prizes. That Essential Stencil chooses some winners from our comments today, so don't forget to hit the share button and also sprinkle the love and comment and let us know. Did you see Melissa's live yesterday with her brand new stencil from the Stencil of the Month Club? That is a fun stencil. Yes, Essential Stencil said it's still in the club shop, this cow stencil. So if you're in the club, you can join that using my code iRestoreStuff and get 50% off your first month. All right, so it's looking a little bit see-through. I can still see the cow print there, so I might just, what I always do, here's another tip for you, and I've got my wet brush here from my blue that I was using before. I pop the brush either in a plastic bag or I put it in, okay, so we'll let that just sit there for a minute. I'm going to leave that and start with my words that I'm going to pop up the top here. So if you see the cow, we've got a frame for it, which I showed you before. I upcycled an old canvas. You want to check my live from last week to be able to see how I how I did that, and I stained that on my Facebook page, I Restore Stuff. You can check that live out. It's going to look cute, like a little farmhouse sign. So I want to put Farm Fresh, and then I'm going to put the word milk underneath it. You know, I did have another thought of using these fun letters. Now we've got the skinny letters here. So the skinny letters, that's actually what it's called. 2-inch skinny letters stencils. I didn't even look to see if this was available in the shop, so Essential Stencil is going to have to tell me, but I'm pretty sure they're in stock. If not, they'll be restocking them soon. Skinny letters, very popular for that Ray Dunn kind of look. To put the word milk across under here. So I may do that first because the Farm Fresh and then milk going across. I think the milk has to come in first. So I purposely put the cow down a little bit further so that I could get the words up above the word cow. Also for the Stencil of the Month Club. All right, so using this, sorry guys, it says we may have some interruptions and I'm not sure why that is. Maybe the Wi-Fi is a little bit not as strong out here. If it happens again, I might have to jump to my phone or something. And we've got numbers as well as the and, as well we've got exclamation, question marks, etc. So for the word milk, now guys, you're going to have to help me because if you were here watching my live a couple of weeks ago, I almost put something on backwards. So the word milk has only 4 letters, so we can start with the middle two, so that's the I and the L together. And so I'm going to put the L a little bit off-centered there, around about there, because I want to fit the word Farm Fresh right above it. So I'm just getting my spacing around about right so that it all works. There's the word L, and oh, you know what? I didn't bring my charcoal black color. I've got some black glaze, which isn't going to be the same. Might have to do, maybe I could do my mustard color. Let me see if this works. If it doesn't work, I'll get my daughter to go run and get me some paint. Okay, just dipping that into my charcoal black glaze, offloading that, and we have the letter L. It'll be very faint. Yep, hold a second, everybody. Tori, can you run and get a black, either jet or coal black? Thanks. There we go, she'll help me out. Help a girl out. See, guys, it's just so tricky trying to do lives outside and everything is... Oh my goodness, my little broadcast is being interrupted. Are you there? Oh, so Sheila's asking what kind of paint I'm using. I'm using the Artisan brand from Australia, but I also sell Fusion Mineral paint, so you can use any furniture paint really, anything that's water-based, acrylic, any kind of acrylic. I can see some comments coming up here. Thank you guys. I'm really sorry about that. I thought the Wi-Fi, our Wi-Fi is so good here in this area, so thank you, Tori, my lovely assistant. Saved by my daughter being at home from school today. It's the last day before the holidays, and like I said, we've been on this 3-day lockdown, so everyone's working from home and doing all that. So, oh guys, let me just see if I can, I don't know if I can change it now that it's on that. I was going to change it to my phone 4G. Okay, so I'm using the color Jet Black, which is just any black you can use. And I'm going to try that L again, much better. So we've got a lot better coverage. And because these are very skinny letters, I'm just doing a little bit of pouncing. So we've got the L, and I want to put the I right next to it. Just want to make sure that's really dry. But if I place it really still here, we should be okay. milk up above the cow with the nice skinny letter set. Oh, of course, I've got to put my camera back down. I'm reading the comments and like, okay. There we go. I think we're in the shot now. So I've got the I and the L next to each other. Now the M is which. Now I've got to look at the comments because I'm double checking myself that I've got these words around the right way. Please help me out if I'm doing it wrong, because we will have to start with the letter M. Okay guys, I'm just shutting down tabs and do that. Hopefully that's better. Finish off our cow and then our wooden tags. If you've just joined me, we are using Essential Stencil's skinny letter set to add some letters above the cow print, the Cow Stencil from the Stencil of the Month Club, MILK. Thank goodness it's not disconnecting completely. Hopefully it just comes straight as soon as you've done them, but sometimes I don't have the time to do that just as I'm doing a live, so I do it afterwards and give it a bit of a Now before I go and I do the Farm Fresh, so I'm using, all right, hang tight guys. I'm not sure what this is going to do, but I am going to go with, okay, are we back? I think we're back. All right, so sorry about that guys. I must be a little bit too far away from our server in the house. It was a lovely idea to come outside, right? It's a beautiful day. It looks like you're still there, so we will go. Yes, okay. So I've done the word milk on here. Now I'm going to add the words. We'll see, this should be better because I'm using my phone 4G now. So I'm just using from this Christmas tag set. It's a 6-pack mini Christmas minis, and I'm using the word Farm Fresh up the top of the word milk. So I will have to just tape those Christmas trees at the top there. Oops, I didn't get enough tape. Taping up the Christmas trees, and so we've got the word Farm Fresh right above our milk for the cow, and then a little bit more tape because I feel like that's going to move on me. We don't want it to move. Okay, now using our black, so you can use any acrylic black for this. You can use I use furniture paint because I'm a furniture painter. So if you've never stenciled before, we offload the brush as much as we can, and then I'm just going to do a little swirling motion because I've offloaded all the paint from the brush, well, as much as I could. There's just a little bit of paint left on the bristles, enough to swirl it around and create. So I can see that it's sort of getting less and less black as I go along, so I will just dip that again, offload as much as I can onto a piece of paper or a cardboard or paper plate. Sorry guys, we disappeared for a little bit there because the Wi-Fi was a little bit weak. But we're back. Okay, so now we've got Farm Fresh milk sitting above our cow. And I'll wash that off later. Back to now our glasses, and you'll remember that I used a stencil brush, popped it in a plastic bag so that it wouldn't dry out because I just want to do one more coat of this mustard colour. And if you've just joined me, we're using mustard. Can you see that? I'm just making sure we can see it all here. Using mustard on the sunglasses. to go underneath the gold. So that's covering it a little bit more now. We just probably needed a second coat. So the reason we will do a second coat rather than one massive thick coat is because when you're stenciling, you don't want that paint to bleed underneath the stencil. Otherwise you'll get fuzzy edges. Oh, I've got a little brush bristle. So that's covering over those little black parts where the cow is underneath a little bit better. So that's going to be our base for metallic gold. I'm going to give him some gold glasses. And I'm just using the Essential Stencil brush. Yeah, what are some other words that you could make up here? I almost did the word moody or something like that for a moody. Just play on the word moo, really. Would be a fun idea. Okay, so I've got all the mustard that I need. I can pop my brush in the water. I'd love to hear your thoughts on what other words that you would use in there. That'd be a fun idea. Okay, while we're waiting for that to just dry a little bit more before we pop our gold on, I'll just set that aside. And here's the wooden tags that I did earlier. So here's the one I did with the red on the back, and I've got this piece of paper that I've just put down, and I'm going to use some sandpaper, just using a sanding thing, and I'm going to sand off the edges of the paper. Can you see that? And it just comes off so easily. So you can see the edges I haven't done yet, and I can also see some furry edges on there that I'll just sand off. So then it comes off so nice and neat on the edge. The corners just needs the tiniest bit of sanding to get that paper to come off. That's the same with when we're using napkins to decoupage. This one, I think the glue got a little bit over the edge, so sometimes if it does go over the edge, that's okay, you can still sand that also. So we're just making some farmhousey tags, using the mini tag sets. There's lots of mini tag sets to choose from at essentialstencil.com. Use my code iRestoreStuff and get your 10% off. Okay, so now we've got some lovely vintage looking paper. We've got a lovely red on the back that I would like to make a little bit darker. So I'm just going to use some glaze. I don't think I need that black anymore. This is the charcoal black glaze. Now you can buy clear glazes, you can buy antique glazes. If you're buying a clear glaze and you want to make a black glaze, which is this kind of look, you just add some black paint, acrylic paint, to your glaze. So lots of different brands carry glazes. And you can apply this with a cloth or with a brush. If you're playing with a brush, you can just brush it on and then wipe it off. So you just wipe in the direction of the grain. I'm just going to show you how you can apply it just using a cloth. So just get a bit of glaze on the cloth, and you want to just go in that direction all over. And it's going to really soak in this glaze because probably I'll want to use, well, that has gotten very dark, hasn't it? It's going to really soak in because the paper is quite porous. If you actually sealed it first, then you'd probably get less of the glaze going on. But you can see the subtle tones of the paper there, the print there, which is really all we want, is it for a background for when we put our stencils on it. Okay, so I'm going to again get the glaze and do these sides, so that creates that lovely dark look on the sides. And remember that it will probably come over the edge, so just check your edges. Someone's asking what we'll be using the tags for. Yeah, you can use them for decor. So remember a little while back, Essential Stencil did some tiered tray decor ideas. We did a whole set of lives. Every one of us went and did some tiered tray decor ideas. And so these are perfect for that kind of tiered tray decor idea. You can create, I created some different tags for or ideas for every season. I'm doing some spring, I did an Easter one, I did a He Has Risen from the Easter set in the tags. Okay, so this is the colour of the paint now, and I'll show you with a glaze over the top of your mineral paints or your furniture paints. Creates a gorgeous, I'll show you that so you can sort of see half and half. So see how it just kind of changes the tone of that red, and it creates, for me, it looks a little bit more like a barn red almost, just giving it that glaze with the black glaze on top. Sonia, you said you found some music books at the thrift store. That is perfect for the sheet music ones. So I've just used old sheet music, cut it up. It actually fits 4 tags for one huge music sheet paper. So that's the size that I've got there. So there's the glaze, and you can just sort of wipe it back to as much as you want. If I wanted to wipe more glaze off, I would just add a little bit more water to my cloth. Just checking all my edges there, so I've got a nice dark edges, and that's a nice dark background to use a light coloured paint on for our tags. Okay, and the back of this one, I think I'll just show you how, if you just use a glaze on plain wood, you can get this nice wood glazed background. I'm going to have to get my daughter to do another trip for me out to the workshop. Okay, so, and again, I think I'll make this blue with that glazy colour. I'm actually, you can see that I'm touching it as if, and I can feel that it's still not quite dry yet. But it does soak into the wood fairly well. As I said, the wind is blowing. Okay, now there's the blue before, adding a little bit of the dark glaze. And you can see how that really changes the look of the paint colour. That's just adding a glaze. So you can do this to furniture, you can do it to decor, all sorts of things. So try a little bit of fun glazing every now and then. Glaze works really well on those pieces where you've got lots of really nice decorative finishes and details, all those little details in pieces. I'm just going to quickly ask my daughter for some white paint. Tori, could you grab me some white paint, please? Any white casement, whatever, thank you. Hopefully she's still there. All right, I reckon our cow glasses are going to be ready to go over with that gold. So while we're getting white paint for our tags, here's the gold glasses. Are you ready for this? So we've got the mustard underneath. If you've just joined me, we're using that as a base for gold, just to help the gold pop a little bit more. So to do that, I need another stencil brush. So I'm just going to use, let's use this one. Thank you so much. See, I'm going to be more, I say every week, I'm going to be more organised every time. All right. You try and think of everything. Okay, so we've got the gold. This gold has, some of these metallics have real mica pigments in them, which gives it that metallic look. Okay, can you see that I'm offloading again, even though I've got not very much on my brush, I still want to offload it. So you see I've just touched the bristles on the top, and now that gold is really going to stand out. Let's see if I can just pop that a bit closer for you so you can see the metallic. Can you see that? Hopefully you can see the shimmer. Okay. Adding that, so we've added mustard underneath, and that makes it really stand out. Just got to be careful not to move that stencil, which is why I've taped it down. Sometimes you can't see that with the video camera. Yeah, it does. Definitely helps with that mustard on the base, because otherwise, see, I've only needed that one coat of the gold now because of that mustard underneath. And so usually, if you were just to put the gold straight on there, it would be very, very transparent. You could see everything behind there. So, ooh, can't wait to the reveal now. Let's see what he looks like. She's a she cow. Okay, if you've just joined, there are some people who just pop in and pop out, so I'll just repeat myself sometimes. But we're just using metallic to go over this cow stencil. We've used the mini tag set and the skinny letters to do farm fresh milk at the top. And I think we are good to go with that, with just one coat. Now you could make it 2 coats if you wanted to. You could add another coat to get a really even better coverage. But we're going to go with just that one. And here's our cow, and then we'll just add some stencils to our tags. Don't go anywhere, because we are giving away prizes at the end of our live today. So isn't that the cutest? Now, I know that you would probably see this a whole lot better in real life at how cute that cow is looking. We've got the farm fresh milk on the side there. Let me just pop it back here for a second. And now that is going to have, and if you look, maybe if you look on in a certain light, you might be able to see that it's gold. There we go. We can see some shimmer. We can see some sparkle there with the gold glasses. So isn't she the cutest? So that's a fun set. There's all sorts of things that go with that. And then, of course, I'm going to attach, and I'll post pictures of this up later, probably in the Stencil of the Month Club, but I'll pop them on my page too at I Restore Stuff. We're adding this frame to go to the back on the back of it to give it a cute farmhouse look. So that's our cow. And now continuing on with our fun, tags. We can also add these letters to our tags. So let me pop this down here so we can see the wooden tags that we've been doing. If you've just joined us, we've done some fun ideas with music sheets, glazed backgrounds, plain blue with glaze on it. We've done some book pages and also a kind of farmhousey red colour. So let's grab some of the farmy tags. And there's the farm fresh milk one, and that comes with a set of 3. If you haven't got these, they're a really fun idea to use, not just on, oh, Rebecca said great idea for a tea tray. You mean the cow? That would be awesome, Rebecca. I love that idea. Oh, great. Diana said she could see the shimmer, so that's good. It's a bit tricky to tell in the light. Okay, so we've got farm fresh bacon. We've also got farm fresh eggs. So those are some fun ideas that we can use. So I might pop the farm fresh milk on here. We'll put our gold brush away. I've got one brush left to do all my white on. And I had some more paper here. Running out of paper. So just as well I can get the lid off. Sometimes these lids can get stuck if I don't wipe them off properly, which is quite often. All right, so I'm just using Fusion's casement. So if you've got Fusion mineral paint in America and Canada, so if you've got that, that's just a furniture paint. Now for our fun farmhouse tags, you want to pick, for stenciling, most of the time you want to pick some really contrasting colours. That's why I'm doing a white on top of the darker blue tones to make it really stand out. You could add some colour, like those wreaths. You could create green if you wanted to. Oh, I feel like I've got too much paint on my brush, which could cause some bleed through underneath. So that's why I'm just pouncing a little bit before I start to swirl, because I don't want it to get messed up underneath. It's a lot easier to add a couple of coats rather than one coat and then have to fix the problem of bleed through underneath the stencil. Okay, so like I said before, you can use these wooden tags for so many different things. I'd love to hear, what are some of the ways that you guys use these wooden mini tags? You can use them on as gift tags on presents, for example, as you're giving a gift to someone, and they can double as decor for around the house. At Christmas time, you could hang them from the Christmas tree because they have the hanging holes here. What about hanging them from the door? I have also used them, and I've done a live where I've shown how you can hang them from a really large, you know those large vases with a really narrow neck? You can just pop the rope around the neck of the vase and they hang quite nicely on a vase. You know, those really, like it was, I think the one I used at the time was an old concrete looking vase with a narrow neck. You could pop it around a wine bottle for sure. Someone said use as a garland. Hang them in your windows, Sandy. That's brilliant. Tiered trays, yes. Hang it in the center of a wreath. Of course, Peggy. Brilliant idea. Use as shelf sitters, absolutely, because they can sit up. They've got quite an edge on there. You can see how that edge, you could sit it on a shelf. You can even sit it like this, or just lean it against something. It's quite easy to do that. Let me see if I can see some wreath decors, yes. Easter baskets, yes. You could pop that in with your Easter baskets because we do have some mini sets in there. If you haven't grabbed your Easter stencils, hopefully, if there are any left, now's a good time to get them ready for next Easter. You'll be well and truly prepared then for all your sign making and stencil gift giving. Sometimes a great time to get them. All right, so we've done that. There we go, farm fresh milk. Nice crisp lines on there because, yeah, I didn't do too badly at the top there. I was worried about the word farm, that it might have a bit too much on it, but I think it's done pretty well. And then on the reverse side, you can simply do another design, another farm design. We've also got this stencil set, which has got this is called the Farm Sweet Farm tags. Let me just pop this open and show you what's in here. The three that are in here are Farm Sweet Farm, and that's backwards, isn't it? Farm with a, what do you call that, weather vane, and then a hay yawl. So I think I'd love to do, because there's a cow here, I might do hay yawl on the back of this one. Create a lovely stenciled sign on that. So don't forget, we've got prizes at the end of our live, so don't go anywhere. The other thing that you can do is with these skinny letters that I had for the cow, is we can add words on the back of the tags also to create different things. So if, for example, you're doing gift tags for a friend, you could put the friend's name for a birthday, for example, or for Mother's Day coming up, why don't you make a tag that says Mom on it? So many different ideas you can do with the letter sets. Now, if you want a different font other than the mini letters, I'll just put them in a place where you can see those. So those are the mini skinny letters, not mini letters, skinny letters is what they're actually called. If you're looking up them on the Essential Stencil site, they're called skinny letters. And if you don't want that particular font, Essential Stencil has a bunch of different lettering fonts. In fact, in that brand new bundle, did anyone see the Algerian font? It's kind of got that 3D look about it. I cannot wait to use those again. So I'm not sure if it's the last bundle or the one before. Very cool. Lots of people were asking about those 3D letters. Not sure if they're in stock at the moment though. They may be, but there's a whole bunch of things coming back very soon. If they're out of stock, hold your horses because they'll be back very soon. Okay, there's a hay yawl Very cute. So we've got that on one side, this on the other. You can kind of flip it around for different decor ideas, depending on what you want to do that with. Now I've got to wait for that to dry. All right, so let's have a look at some of these with the book page, for example, and I've got the red on the back there. This one I've got plain on the back, and the music sheets. So to use a different, let's do, I was going to do some of these mini letters, but we'll do another farm, sweet farm maybe, on this book page. I love that red. Kind of looks like this could be a little red barn, couldn't it? Again, using my paint lid, just offloading. Yeah, the music sheets and the book page, such a great idea for backgrounds for your signs. So this one, I've actually cut the hole out of. This one I haven't done that yet, so we're going to be poking that hole in there. You can actually stencil, get some scissors or just poke it with a pencil, is what I was going to say. Super easy to stencil using Essential Stencils brushes. A lot of people will always come on in the comments and say how much they love these brushes. And there's 4 different sizes, so if you've got larger letters, the larger ones are great for that. If you've got small skinny letters like these mini sets, they're great for the little smaller brush like this one. Someone just says, watching me makes them motivated. They've been a wee bit lazy. It's okay to be lazy sometimes, but yeah, go for it. Get your stencils out. Get your paints out. Let's get crafting. It's so relaxing. I find it relaxing. You can always clean up the mess afterwards. Okay, so here we go. That's sort of standing out nicely. So we've got Farm Sweet Farm. You can just faintly see in the background. Can you see the book pages? The words, I mean, on the book. So see how it doesn't really matter what the words are on the book pages. You can't really, they don't really stand out. Okay, and so there's that hole. I've just poked that in with my finger, literally. Could probably just about fit my pinky in there. And it's just kind of poked and there's still a little bit of undried sealer in there, or the Mod Podge that we used. So that'll just dry nicely. See the hole? You can see through that. Now on the back, we've got this pretty red. Now that is fairly touch dry, so it's not going to matter too much that I'm just flipping it straight over. I know some people are probably freaking out about that. Now on the back here, you could still do, let's do a mini word with the mini tag set. Lots of little tags achieved today. So you just got to pick a word that's going to fit on here, right? So, and I haven't cleaned off my letters here, which is not great, but what's a farmy word? I could do the word farm maybe. Let's see if farm will fit. So to see if it fits, I just kind of hold it loosely. Need to put it up near the tag there, F. Then the A would fit around about there. Then an R and an M. Yes, I reckon we would fit everything on there for farm. Oops! Except when you put the emergency. Just got some paint. Oh, good save, Sharon. I think that I put the stencil accidentally on the top of that lid there as it was passing by. So I've got to find that little paint splodge because I don't want that to wreck the rest of my stenciling. Okay, so here we go. We've just saved our board here. Could do the word farm. I could also do the word farm, F-A-R-M, like that. That would be cute also. I might actually do that. So no matter what you do, just make sure your letters are going to fit before you put them on. So I'm just now checking everything. Have I got all the paint things out of the way? So the letter F going here. Adding a bit of white paint. These skinny letters are actually super fast to do because there's not a lot of, because they're skinny. F, then the A. And I've got enough on my brush. See, I didn't even load that up again because there's actually enough on my brush to do that A without having to add more onto it. Yes, so someone was asking, yes, these are the skinny letters. That's what they're called on Essential Stencil's site. So if you just use the search bar and find them there, use my code iRestoreStuff or use the link that's right up there. FARM. I'm doing this upside down, guys, so please tell me if I'm getting it wrong. It's happened before. Okay, so that's a bit close. I probably should have shifted it up a little bit, but never mind. Offloading, holding really still. This one is really hard to tape down. You can't really tape it at all, so you've got to hold your hand just really still on there. Now hopefully the M is going to work out just fine because I do have some black on there and I haven't had time to wipe it off, and if I wet the cloth now it's going to, we'll just see how it goes, hey? You can see through, I can see through the letters just here. Hopefully we've got it all in the right, like it's not, in the right spacing is what I'm trying to say. So maybe if I pounce it, and instead of swirling it, there's less chance of that black colour going off onto it. It has dried, so it should be fine. However, just never know. Okay, so there's the word farm. Hopefully it looks like farm. Yeah. So with that we could add a bunch of things. We've got farm, sweet farm on the back there. Using the skinny letters to create anything you like. Like I said before, you can do it sideways like this and make someone's name, but you'd have to see, if they only had like 4 or 5 letters in their name, that'd be perfect. So I could do my daughter Tori, T-O-R-I. I could fit her name on there, T, and then the O, and then the R, and then the I. That would be easy. But some names that are larger might be a little bit tricky. So you just got to play around with that and give it a good estimate. And now we've got our music sheet. This is the last one we have to do. There's a whole bunch here that we can see. And then I'll show you, for those of you who just joined me, I did a cow with not sunglasses, they're cow with glasses, gold glasses. You can see another bit of paint that got stuck on there. Okay, so let's do a farm fresh bacon and fresh eggs. Which one do we do on here? The music. Maybe we'll do some eggs on the music. Farm fresh eggs. It has nothing to do with music, but hey, it's just a beautiful background, I think. Sheet music's always lovely for any occasion. But that'd be a great background for Mum for Mother's Day, to do some spring flowers on or something like that. Yeah, they are really great letters to use, the skinny letters. Okay, so once again we've got the word farm, fresh. And see on the back of this one you could use the skinny letters to write the word eggs, like I did for, no I didn't do it for that, I did farm. I had thought about it, doing the word milk on the back of the farm fresh. You could do that with the skinny letters. Add a little bit more white and very carefully take my hands off there to offload. Got my chicken, my white chicken. Oh, thank you, Jan. It says you got a lot done today. It feels like I did. It feels like we got off to a rough start with that internet being a little bit dodgy, so sorry for those of you watching the replay. I hope you just skip those bits that were a bit slow. And stay tuned because we're going to be drawing some prize winners very soon. Let's see how that stands out. Not too bad. See, it's a little bit, this one stands out more because the background's a lot darker. So I could have gone a little bit darker with my glaze on this fresh eggs. So if you watch back the replay and you just have a look at the way I glazed which one did I do? I did this one on here, but I used a dark glaze, a black glaze for here. I can hear the construction workers building houses all around us. So there you go. So that one stands out a bit more because it's a darker background. See how that works? You can still see that's fresh eggs. That's very cute. So we've got so many different options here. I'll take photos of these afterwards and pop them up on my page at I Restore Stuff, and I'll put them in the Stencil of the Month group. Last one, what was I going to do? The bacon? So we can just flip that around. You can use it for, I don't know, put it on a breakfast tray when you're serving someone breakfast. Wouldn't that be a fun idea? You're serving them bacon and eggs. You can pop a little tag on just for a birthday breakfast or something. Breakfast in bed. Wouldn't that be lovely to receive a little tray of breakfast filled with lovely little decor items just to make it a bit more fancy. These cute little wreaths on the side, and you can use those for all sorts of other things too. You know, that's the fun things about using Essential Stencils. All of their stencils can be interchanged with other things. Oops. A little bit too much on my brush, so I'm just pouncing a bit first. But less is more whenever you're stenciling. That's the rule that I go by. Less on the brush and more effective your work will be. Okay, so that's on, what is that on? A plain glazed background, so you can see the wood grain through this because it's a glaze on the background I'm talking about. Pig has a little brush hair on him. Okay, so there we go. We have done a lot today. We have got farm fresh eggs, and we've got the farm fresh bacon. So those are, and this is using the mini letters. So remember, you can use those for all sorts of things. Use them to put somebody's name on there. You could write hope, joy, all sorts of gorgeous tag ideas for using the mini letters. And I've showed you how to do a couple of backgrounds there using glazes. We've got the hayall. And last of all, I will show you our cow, because some of you may have missed that in the beginning. And we added the words farm fresh, and we gave her some gorgeous, whoops, I'm going to have to shift this up a bit. Just, there are our winners. So just let me show you our cow, and I'll read out the winners' names. Congratulations, everybody. Thank you so much for commenting today. Congratulations to Tammy Dickinson, Pam Fletcher Campbell, and Jodie Becker. So thank you all so much. Congratulations. Essential Stencil has tagged you, and they've given you instructions on how to claim your prize. So congratulations to you guys. If you are watching the replay, don't forget to comment the word replay within the next 24 hours, and you could have a chance of winning a prize too. So there's our lots of farm ideas today using all of these fun sets, and the link to use is right there in the description and in the comments, and you can use my code IRestoreStuff to get your 10% off, or if you're joining the Stencil of the Month Club, you get 50% off the first month if you use my code IRestoreStuff. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching today, guys, and I will see you next week. Bye.